Okay. I forgot to set up the game, so you cannot see it. Yeah, now it should work. Hello, 8-bit. Hi. By the way, developers of this game, Shibuya Spike Chunsoft, they just announced a new game like that. A few minutes ago I saw news. It's called Death Come True, from creators of Danganronpa as well. Click on the costume. Hi, Courtney. Yeah, I need to remember story so far. Time chart. Yeah, almost haven't played as this guy, Osawa. And haven't done anything as this guy at all. Nothing. Yeah, just did a little. I think he got mail. He was working on some, like, something in biology field, working on some kind of a medicine or a disease, and he got a blackmail letter That's all I remember. You could show the letter to his wife or did not show. Maybe I should click quickly through his story. A girl in a costume. That's all. Trying to advertise the drink to lose weight and then get stuck in the costume. This guy trying to save the girl from bandit, then running away. Police officer trying to catch criminal. Yeah, but as I remember, I need to change something in his story. Maybe here, pretty early. I need not to try to get taxi. Because if I get taxi, if I try to get it, I get a bad ending as Minorikawa, the journalist. Yeah, I have to replay. Probably. Let's try. Was it earlier? No, that's too early. This video of a Russian priest popped up in my recommendation. What video? You can give me a link. What is that video? Yeah, this police officer was trying to catch the criminal and he got a call from his girlfriend that that's the only chance to meet her father, only today, and he's a bit busy trying to catch the killer, or not killer, kidnapper, you know. Yeah. I chose this one in my Christmas section. Let's choose this one. I've got a job to focus on. Kano shook his head to clear out the foolish impulses. Yeah, I need to warm up to read properly. Marrying Rumi was more important to him than anything. But now wasn't the time. Besides, now that he thought about it, running out on a critical investigation to meet with the old man probably wasn't going to score him any points. Rumi's dad didn't strike him as someone who'd approve of shirking one's responsibilities. Kana would just have to wrap up this kidnapping case a little ahead of schedule, then he could have a proper sit-down with Izuo. As he considered his plan, he caught sight of the man with that attaché case walking by. Yeah, I remember, all the criminals in this game, they are not Japanese. They're some foreigners. Maybe the guy was planning to meet up with a getaway car? No, wait, hold on. If that were the plan, why wouldn't the gang have ditched the motorcycle earlier? Kano started tailing the man, racking his brain all the while the suspect turned down a narrow side road. He wasn't heading toward Yamatadori or route, this one at all, but back towards Shibuya station. What in the world was going on? It was starting to feel like the crooks were just messing with the investigation team. Maybe I pop up in the game. Ah, yeah, I can check out the words. We played it. I'm just trying to change the story a bit. I made a different choice. Watching him. Maybe I should skip it quickly. I think that's the same I saw earlier. They will get into like a metro station. We will follow the criminal underground. It's too difficult to say. It's 2, 6, 4. 3 numbers. Difficult. Load trap.
It's a trap!
I'm just thinking what I should skip, because it's the same. I'm just replaying a bit. Creepy music. You do realize you're playing visual novel, right? You're going to have to do a lot of reading. I just don't want to read the same stuff I have read before. Like twice in a row. I have seen this. I just made a different choice. I'm skipping the same stuff until there is something new. And I have some troubles with internet connection. It's weird. In this instance, you skipped 3 words in the middle of a sentence. Because I haven't decided, should I read it or I shouldn't. This is gonna be a messy play. It's gonna be alright when I get to new stuff. So far it's the same as on previous time I streamed. I'm skipping. By the way, 8-bit, I think you mentioned some time ago you were trying to get into anime, like watch something. Have you watched anything? Or I am wrong? Привет, Watashi. Hi. What's this emote? Aha, 2020. Hi. I'm trying to remember the story of this game I played half a year ago. And I'm skipping the same stuff I read before. Like, I have seen it a few times, I'm trying to skip it. Hmm. Probably not since we had the conversation. Not that I can remember. Yeah, I suspected you probably don't have time to watch anything right now. Just remember it, just in case you ask. Maybe there is a chance you watched something. Randomly got it in some other chat. Если будет прям интересно, я могу быстро пересказать, о чем игра. Потому что я не очень много прошел. Процентов 10, наверное. Будет несложно пересказать. Я пытаюсь... тут иногда можно делать выбор вариантов ответа. И я сделал неправильный выбор. Я пытаюсь проскипать то же самое, что видел раньше. Maybe there's a button to skip it quickly. Ща, тогда расскажу. Тут можно будет открыть меню специальное со всеми персонажами и типа таймлайном таким. Okay, I'm trying to skip. That's the best I can do, the quickest. Okay, that's the choice. Stare him down and look away. Just look away. Kana decided to look away nonchalantly, but his anxiety got the better of him, and after a moment he turned his gaze right back. Soon the men were locked in a staring contest, so it doesn't change anything. Oh, my apologies, the man said. He shut his phone with a click. I know it's rather rude to talk on one's cell phone when you're on a train. It's just common decency. The man affected a smile and headed back to the car from which he'd come. So nothing has changed. Same. Doesn't matter what I choose. Japanese subway stations were supposed to be packed. Yeah, there are some videos where like thousands of people trying to get into one car in the metro station, but sometimes you watch, I don't know, if you watch some videos on YouTube or movies, it's pretty empty. I guess it depends on the time of the day. Yeah, that's another police officer trying to blend in. Yeah, let's skip it. Not in the subway. Harajuku. I couldn't. I wanted to check out the word. Skipped it. I'm trying to remember the controls on the keyboard, like which button I should press to highlight the word or skip. Yeah, it's a train. It's not on the ground. Yeah. It's just a train. Типа электричка. That dude he was looking at with the overalls and the anime t-shirt. That would be my style. That dude was a police officer trying to blend in with the crowd so no one notices him. Vision level controls are too complex. I don't remember them. I haven't launched this game for half a year, and that's a pretty long time. It's amazing I still remember the story, you know. But yeah, wait a few more minutes. And I start properly to play it. As the professor, the lecturer, yeah. Leland Palmer, isn't it? Reference to Twin Peaks, maybe. I think one of the main characters in Twin Peaks had exactly the same name, Leland Palmer. Yeah, that's still the same. Okay, I can open it. That's the end of this route, anyway. But I'm not sure I have changed about the taxi. Чё, вот аж ты тут? Могу быстро объяснить, что к чему. Я проскипал то, что уже проходил. Turtleneck sweater. When does the game take place? It's one of the reasons why I like this game. That it takes place in the early 2000s, like 2004. 15 years ago, around that time in Japan. So it has its own atmosphere. Чё там? Вот аж тут еще? Или отошел? Так, ты не видел, да, когда я играл прошлые 2 раза? Не видел? Вообще? Aha, I think this one has changed. There is no bad ending now. Кстати, какая задержка на стриме? Ты можешь глянуть? Сколько там секунд задержка? 4-8. Короче. Это... Короче, игра типа визуальной новеллы. Отчасти, как еще Детройт, там, Heavy Rain. Можно выбирать вариант ответа. Они немножко влияют. Здесь 5 персонажей. Так, не могу их показать, походу. Не могу показать. 11, это что-то... Надо будет попробовать на Твиче, в настройках полазить. Там есть... Поменять задержку. Это долго очень. Makes sense. That explains the early 2000 haircuts. Yeah. And the old phones as well. Короче, здесь 5 персонажей. Осава, биолог. Энорикава, журналист. Кано, полицейский. Ачи, безработный, студент. Такой. Он был еще в банде. Бандитской какой-то раньше. И Тама, девушка костюме. Она рекламировала напитки. Для похудения вроде. Короче, 5 персонажей. И там слева время показано. Какое? Коллега. Типа у всех параллельно идет история, и персонажи между собой пересекаются периодически. Например, вот за полицейского она идет давно уже. Он самый первый был персонаж. И она вот здесь на 11:10 пересеклась вместе с этим журналистом. То есть он ехал в такси, и я его задержал. Я сейчас переигрывал, чтобы не задержать журналиста в такси. Иначе концовка плохая. Типа он опаздывает, и его друг там повесился. Не успел его остановить. Короче, у них у всех пересекается история. А основная сюжетная линия, прям основная, заключается в том, что там было две девушки, типа близняшки. Одну из них похитили. Типа ты за полицейского участвуешь в операции. Типа передать деньги похитителям, чтобы освободили девушку. И вот этот безработный чувак вмешивается случайно. Короче, он там просто попался им под ноги, и они его арестовали вместо настоящего преступника. То есть за полицейского я дальше пытаюсь найти настоящих преступников, похитителей. А студент, он оказывается... Он вместе с девушкой второй, чью сестру похитили. Он типа вместе с ней сбегает от преступников. Короче, он с девушкой прячется от преступников. Полицейский их ищет. А вот остальные трое, они только сейчас подключаются в сюжет. То есть эта девушка в костюме вообще пока ни при чем. Биолог, я только за него начал, он дома сидит. А журналист едет к другу. Короче, прикольно, типа, так визуальный новелла у нас с фотками реальных актеров. Команда ролики есть. И они все пересекаются. Но в основном сюжет про похищение девушки. I was trying to explain the story. Типа Даша. Okay, we have changed something in police officer story. Let's try Minorikawa. Taxi. So he got a call from his friend that he's going to die if Minorikawa doesn't get to his friend in a few minutes. Vespa guy. Yeah, he still has helmet on. В стиле японских дорам. Но я не так много смотрел еще. Ну, возможно, да. Just head for Shibuya station. I will let you know exactly where once we get closer. The taxi driver nodded coolly. Of course, sir. 10 minutes. Huh? I need you to get me there in 10 minutes. The driver grimaced. I'm afraid getting there in 10 minutes is a bit... 15 then. Sir, that's still... Look, that's all the time I can afford. Assuming traffic conditions cooperate, sir, then maybe I can make any promises. I cannot make any promises. Minorikawa looked at the driver's ID, 40 above the fare meter. His name was Hachiro Kimizuka. Where did he leave his Vespa? Somewhere on the road. He was a middle-aged fellow, looked a little rough around the edges. Mr. Kimizuka, I chose you for this. You can do it. Chose me? Sir, I'm pretty certain we met by chance. Okay, sure, I suppose you could phrase it that way. Anyhow, can we get going? Right, Kimizuka said with a faint sigh. I'll see what I can do. The taxi pulled away at a decent clip. Minorikawa's frantic journey had started 20 minutes earlier. He'd been at home working on an interview page. He clucked his tongue in annoyance as the ringing phone broke his train of thought. Why did someone always call right when the words were flowing? If he didn't keep getting interrupted, he probably could wrap this piece up in no time. Be quiet! He pointed at the telephone as he yelled. I'm writing here. But his shouting did nothing to silence the ringing. He didn't have much choice but to pick up. Minorika was speaking. There was no response. Hello? He hesitated, ready to hang up. Was this a prank call? It's me. It's Toyama. It was Teruo Toyama, the president of Heaven Publishing. A publishing company that puts out both hard-hitting non-fiction books and tabloid-style scandal rags. I'm starting to remember this a lot more. The taxi driver, he's the actor in John. He plays the husband that kills Kayako. Ah. I watched it a long time ago, John the Curse. But I did not recognize him. Maybe you're right. Oh, what do you want? If this is about work, I'm already booked pretty full. He'd taken work from Heaven Publishing on several occasions, but the pay was hardly competitive. Lately he'd been turning them down a lot, so he hadn't heard from Toyama in a while. No, this isn't work-related. Then what do you want? I'm kind of pressed for time here, working on some copy. Minorika was in no mood to beat around the bush. It seemed like every conversation we had with Toyama went like this. Ah, you're busy. That's good. This is good when you're a freelancer. Toyama sounded unusually sympathetic. Minorika found it off-putting. I hear sales have been good on your end, he said cautiously. With this month's 4-star general gossip and all. Magazine focusing on the private lives of celebrities and politicians. It was a monthly magazine, Heaven Publishing's flagship publication. It had a small circulation and for the most part flew under the radar, but once in a while they would land some big scoop and sell like crazy. Yeah, 2004 and 5 still very productive year for magazines. My internet connection is not good today for some reason. Wait a second. Maybe I'm downloading something. I will change the bitrate. BRB for a second. Бизнес герман я фрилансер. Да. Лагает что-то. Сегодня лагает сильно. Stream seemed very close to crashing. The good old days. The bad old days. The very bad old days. Yeah, I haven't had internet connection problems for a while. So, yeah. Maybe not a lucky day to stream today. I will see if I have too many problems, I will probably have to finish. This month's edition had come with a free scratch card, a gimmick that had moved 100,000 copies with ease. Спасибо за хост, Маша. Yeah, thanks for shout out. She was playing Long Dark, the last episode. Привет, рок-н-ролл. Привет. Спасибо за хост. Мне как раз лагает интернет вовремя. Но сегодня игра очень опасная. Визуальная новелла, так что. Необычная игра. Ну, привет, Маш, еще раз. Если слышишь. Very bad old days. Yeah, very, very bad. 5 winning symbols in a row wins 100,000 yen. Was it? Minorikawa asked. A weak, moist sound came through the receiver. Baffled, Minorikawa listened more closely. Came again, then again. It kind of sounded like sobbing. Mr. Toyama? Are you crying? There was another sob, soft sob, and then yet another. What's going on? Where are you? Minorikawa asked. At the office, Toyama managed. He let out another mewling whimper. Кодзима, да. Привет, Маша, еще раз. Привет. Че, закончили? Эпизод последний, нет? Я сегодня решил продолжить. Летом играл пару раз в эту новеллу. Решил вспомнить сюжет. А еще меня лагает сегодня. Так что извиняюсь. I will check out the link. Yoji Tanaka. Привет, Ванин. Привет. You think this guy, Yoji Tanaka? Yoji. Film. Video game Shibuya Scramble, yeah. Shibuya Scramble. That's the one. Ah, G-On, the garage. So you found him. That's cool. How did you find him so quickly? Ah, via the movie, I guess. Прощаю. What's the matter? Mewling, that's a new word for a bit. Oh, I remember I was asking you about the word pinioned. And I saw this word yesterday again. Like, no one knows this word when I ask people around pinioned. But I saw it again in a book. It's nothing. Well, it's gotta be something. Come on, what is it? Toyama gave no reply. Toyama? You still there? Silence. What is it? What happened? Look, doesn't tell me anything. What the hell's going on? Toyama squeaked out a draw-out whine. Okay, I'm sick of this. I'm hanging up now. Minorikawa was about to break the connection when he heard Toyama murmur. The only thing I can do now is die. The taxi's tire squealed as the cab rounded the corner. The shift in momentum made Minorikawa topple over in the back seat. There we go, 10 minutes on the dot, the driver announced. Minorikawa righted himself and looked out the window. Because when I get into stuff, I figure stuff out because I dig it. That's cool. Кортни говорит, что вот этот актер, водитель такси, он играл в Джион, проклятие. Хоррор японский. Лундарк не очень понравился, да? So you see, the story has changed. Previously, we were stopped by a police officer. So I changed the police officer decision. I made a different decision. So we were not stopped, and we got here in time. I knew you could do it, Kimizuka. He told the driver how to get to Heaven Publishing. Shouldn't be more than 5 minutes further. Sir, if I may ask, what are you in such a hurry over? Son of a gun. I beg your pardon? Kimizuka bristled. Not you. The guy who's waiting on me, Minorikawa said. I'm gonna give that son of a gun a piece of my mind. Очень тупо, даже не однообразно, а тупо. Я понял. Но я насмотрелся. Я играл давным-давно, когда еще не вышли эпизоды. Но я вот насмотрелся, что у меня нету желания самому играть больше в Long Dark. I'm fluent in dinosaur gibberish. Random noises is the backbone of good communication. The multi-tenant building where Heaven Publishing had its offices came into view. The taxi stopped outside, and Norikawa opened the door as he hurriedly reached for his wallet. And he stopped. What if the worst had come to pass, and he needed to take Toyama to a hospital? Should he have the taxi wait here? Or would it be better to call an ambulance? Sir, isn't there a problem? The driver asked. Oh, that's the choice. Wait here, or no, I'm fine. You're a lifesaver. How much do I owe you? Wait here. Maybe no. I'm fine. You can go. Minorikawa paid the fare and got out in the cab. I'm going to swing by the train station, and if I don't get any passengers, I'll come by this way again. Oh. The taxi pulled away. Once inside, he avoided the elevator in favor of rushing up the stairs. Heaven Publishing rented out the 3rd and 4th floors. In all likelihood, Toyama would be at the eating department of the 4-star General Gossip on the 4th floor. Hopefully the taxi driver doesn't marry you. Read your diary. Бессонница норм. Ты хотя бы там занимаешься тем, что сам выбираешь. В эпизодах бессмысленно и беспощадно. Да, давай там. Приятного аппетита. When he got there, however, the door was locked. I think that's pronounced Babun Publishing Company, maybe. Toyama! Hey, Toyama! He shouted and banged, but there was no reply. Something was seriously wrong. Minorikawa took a deep breath and then kicked the door in. Whoa. Toyama was standing on a stool about to slip his head through a noose that hung from the ceiling. These photos with tilted horizon lines are so beautiful. Кстати, я смотрел, которые несколько сериалов 2000 года, и они там любят прием этот. Так вот наискосок камеру наклонять и близко лицо показывать наискосок. В начале 2000-х. Прям часто. What the hell are you doing? Minorikawa lunged for Toyama. The two men crashed to the floor in a tangled heap. A pile of clutter slid off of a nearby desk and fell on top of them. Mimi. Minorikawa, what are you doing? Toyama whined. dragging himself back to his feet proved something of a challenge. That's what I would like to know. Norikawa's fury was mounting. The hell is this all about? He jabbed an accusing finger at the noose hanging from the ceiling. Oh, that. One of the fluorescent lights died, and I was just swapping it out. And you feed me that pool. What was that phone call all about? That business about how the only thing you could do was die? Victor. That was just a joke. Tama curled his lips into a faint semblance of a smile. Norikawa wasn't buying it, but he didn't have time to press the issue. His little voice echoed through the editing office. Daddy, I'm back from the store. A little girl came walking in, carrying a length of rubber gas tubing. It was Toyama's 5th grade daughter, Hana. Teruo Toyama's only daughter, currently 10 years old. The night Hana was born at Shibuya Central Hospital, there was an unexpected fireworks display outside the window of the maternity ward. He looked out at the bursting rockets. Teruo decided to name his daughter Hana after the Japanese word for fireworks, hanabi. Victory. Один там просто без единички. Of course, fluorescent lights sounds reasonable to me. Issue solved. В некоторых случаях понимаю, может создать динамику, но вот в общем плане здания, грубо говоря, в городском пейзаже, это не мое понимание, да, это странно. Это как в этом плохом фильме, как он называется, «Битва за землю» или «Поле битвы земля». Там с этим Форест Уитакер и из «Криминального чтива». Там было тоже так очень странно снято. Время наклоненно. Victory 0.20. Wow, ASU actually stopped him this time. Битва экстрасенсов. Траволта, да. По-моему, фильм называется «Поле битвы земля» 2000 года. Траволта снимал. Там все время наклонено на бок во время съемки. Камера. Norikawa stared. Toyama? You were planning on using that hose to... He hesitated, to end his sentence with gas yourself to death. Well, you know, it's almost gas heater season after all. Hell it is. It was a beautiful sunny April day outside. Well, you know how sensitive I am to the cold. This was getting truly ridiculous. Norikawa got right up in his face. Listen, just explain to me what the heck is going on, okay? He kept his voice low, but his eyes were steely. Hana clung tightly to her father, gazing worriedly up at the two men. 0.0625. No, it's just... Emma let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. Надо сделать такую команду, да? Которую никто не будет использовать. Keep out. To progress further, you will need to jump from another protagonist. Yeah, sometimes jump keywords might be hidden within a tip. A man named Junichi Yanagishita shows up in Tama's story. Oh, I should continue with Tama's story. It's the perfect game for me, as I like to change the games from one to another without finishing, like play 5 games in a row. And this is perfect. You play as 5 different characters, and you change from one character to another from time to time quickly. So you don't follow one story, you jump from one story to the other one. My style. Okay, Tama story. Сейчас дойдем до переполнения калькулятора. Тогда можно делать такую команду. There must be a man in the story. After I meet him, I will continue the journalist story. Oh no, here we go again, yeah. And then I remember something. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take the head off, right? Well, that's the answer to your question a few days ago. That way, I would at least be able to eat and drink stuff. Alright. I decide to grab the head in both hands and yank it upward with all my might. Rock my head back and forth, good and hard. I'll ask Chiri to assist me. Oh, that was a mistake, I think. Chiri to assist her, that's a mistake. Yeah, let's rock head back and forth. It doesn't work. What gives? It won't come free no matter how hard I try to back it off. And to make things worse, now I've got this dull, throbbing pain at the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. Chiri flashes me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. Restreamio после запятой. Не факт, что чат-бот такое поддерживает. Такие команды. Если ее делать. I try pulling again, refusing to give up. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. I slam forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No, most folks would have noticed that when they put it on, you know. Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into this thing. Well, don't let it get you down, Chiri says. Here, drink some of this. Pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. Oh, she's not so bad after all. Chiri, not so bad. In a fever of thirst, I jammed a plastic straw through the mascot costume's mouth. See, I told you. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own. I suck for all I'm worth. My body rejoices as the moisture returns to it, like rain coming to the desert. And thus I revive. Actually, it kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much. I'm never going to forget this. As long as I live. Одна 28-я. Пока что только 8 символов после запятой. Ты нашел себе занятие, да? На вечер. Интересное. Делить. With tears welling up in my eyes, I clutched Chiri's hand in my fuzzy mitts. Что-то пробовал? Какую-нибудь другую игру, кроме Destiny? На новом компе? Или пока только Destiny? Говорят, Crysis требовательная. Можно потестить. Вообще мне нужно допорать магистерскую. Ну... Да, все интереснее даже делить. Числа интереснее, чем магистерскую писать. Oh, hey, I'm not the kind of person to abandon someone in need, you know? She replies. An embarrassed grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you, anyway? Oh, that's cause I make my own protein juice. What? In Japan, the word protein is frequently used to refer to a powdered health food supplement that contains vitamins and minerals as well as a protein component. It is dissolved in milk or another liquid decorated drink. Protein diet typically involves drinking a glass of this in the place of a meal. Drinking it in place of tea would assuredly lead to weight gain. Huh. protein juice? Never heard of it. I heard that if you have protein juice for one of your 3 meals a day, you will lose weight. Ah. She's wrong. На ультра-максималках с максимальными лучами метро 100 FPS. Да, неплохо. Мощно. На сколько лет хватит на максималках играть? Но сейчас выйдет... Через 2 года будут выходить игры на... Типа мультиплатформа, которая будет включать этот PlayStation 5. И резко подскочит эти требования системные. Мой комп уже на высоких не будет вывозить. Твой, наверное, лет 5 еще. Белковый сок. Ну, этот протеиновый коктейль, типа. Протеиновый коктейль. Такой очень калорийный. Она говорит, что слышала, что если пить его, то ты похудеешь. I know this is off topic, but that food they have looks yummy. Oh, you mean obento? Like a different types of food in a box. Bento. So yeah, I kinda need to keep it. Given Cherry's sort of, well, chubby frame, I don't think the protein's been working so great for her. I've been trying all sorts of stuff, but right now protein is totally the best thing for my diet. Yeah, I've been told these packages look very cool. Very convenient. You go to work or school. На 5 лет должно хватить, ну да, как минимум. Cherry casts her eyes at the samples of burning hammer on the table. It's like totally bogus. Huh? Bogus? That's a surprise. Well, yeah, Cherry says. You've got to exercise if you want to burn body fat. The best way to burn fat is to engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercise. Кстати, вот Аша здесь в начале игры все время подсвечивались слова, вообще банальные, обычные слова. К примеру, там слово girl, типа девушка, подсвечивается. Ты можешь нажать на него, прочитать, что такое девушка или полицейский. Здесь подсвечивается, что такое сжигать вес. Очень странная игра. The body burns through its available blood sugar and the brain sends signals to have fat brought into the bloodstream. This is how fat is burned. An aerobic exercise which leaves you panting and breathless is not effective. Very, very smart game. Teaches you life. She smacks herself on one flabby arm. I mean, there's no way you're gonna lose weight by taking in more calories. Ah, didn't she just say she was drinking protein juice to lose weight? Пойду хоть схему в автокаде переделаю. Давай, удачи. I keep that thought to myself. I mean, that would be as ridiculous as all-you-can-eat Kobe beef, she adds. She shakes her head seriously. I'm not sure about using all-you-can-eat anything as an example in a discussion about weight loss. But again, I keep that thought to myself. But hey, a job is a job, Cherry says after a moment, perking up again. They tell me to sell this junk, I will sell it. The door flies open, suddenly, and a loud voice belts out. Hold it right there. I guess that's the guy we were waiting for to continue during the story. The game teaches you life. Another quality review. I can actually leave it on Steam reviews. That's a good review. 420 или 228, решили взять что среднее. Я пока не знаю, что это значит. 428. Это ж, наверное, что-то значит. I whirl around in a panic to see an odd-looking man standing in the doorway. It's Junichi Yanagishita. He's the guy who hired us. I heard that, Chiri. Don't you go calling my product junk. That's disrespectful. Chiri gave him an apologetic look. Oops, sorry about that. You should be, but whatever. If you really have doubts, have a try for yourself. Burning Immer? Or Ima? The second word looks like German word, Ima. Or it's hammer. Hammer, not Ima. Burning hammer, okay. Mr. Yanagishita pulls a bottle of burning hammer, yeah. I was looking at the bottle. Does their products include Dell Sweat, Cellulose, Beta Sweater, Dom Pepperon, Power Burn Z, Mr. Thin, Negacho, Super Negacho? At first glance looks like some kind of an energy supplement, but the cheapo label gives an immediate impression of sketchiness. Go on, says Yanagishita. Give it a go. He reaches out to take it. But no sooner does he grab the bottle than Mr. Yanagishita shouts out once more. Wait, hold on. What? Jerry squawks. What gives? You two. You're both good, stomach-wise. Stomach-wise? Yeah. Drinking this stuff on an empty stomach can cause some pretty nasty problems. So just make sure you eat or drink something beforehand. Doesn't matter what, really. Wait, nasty problems? Yeah. Such as what? I'd rather not say. Nobody would buy it otherwise. That does not look like an ideal boss. It'll be an interesting branding angle. Japanese product with half the title written in English and the other half in German. Just judging by some anime where they like to use German language to sing songs for soundtrack or for some names. They sometimes use German language in anime, so that wouldn't be so surprising. Seriously. It's all good, I just had lunch, Chiro says. He flashes a carefree smile. Well, I haven't eaten yet. But on the other hand, I have been guzzling as much iced tea as I can to fill myself up. Probably safe for me to try this stuff. No, why? Why would I try it? I may as well drink it for a penny and for a pound. And hey, maybe it's helped me lose some weight. No, I'd better not drink this stuff. It's not even particularly appetizing. Wait, isn't this that stuff that gives you visions or something? Visions? I remember a rumor I heard not too long ago. Some kind of an urban legend. Oh, by the way, in the beginning, there is a choice. You can give this sample bottle to a random man or a police officer. At first I gave it to a police officer and he died, so it's better not to drink it. One person died after that. Кейген с 8-битной музыкой, будто 2000 вернулся. Я недавно какую-то игру ставил, и там был установщик такой ретро, да, типа тоже 8-битная музыка, там орёт сразу автоматически. Прям атмосфера, да? Зачем тебе Кейген для автокада? Капа. No, she was nice to us and we still get a bad ending. It was about some drink with a weird burning spicy flavor, and supposedly it turns all over your fingernails a faint shade of black. An urban legend. And you see things you cannot normally see and hear things you cannot normally hear. Who are you? Who are you? What is that? I'd heard some college student talking about hearing voices like that, swearing this mystery drink could have that effect. That's a little unnerving. Still, I really doubt it could be true. Oh no. I didn't want to try it. I stick the bottle of burning hammer into my masked head mouth. It has an unexpected smell like curry. Getting my own lips around the mouth of the bottle, I gulp down the liquid inside. Huh? Doesn't taste like anything. A handful of seconds go by. What the heck? It feels like a firecracker just exploded inside my mouth. Now it's spicy. Nice music. Way too spicy. It's like I just swallowed a chili pepper coated in a curry powder. Before I know it, I'm sweating bullets. Yeah, that picture. Well, you sweating? Mr. Yanagashita asks. Like a whole lot? You are, aren't you? Why does he sound so happy about that? That's right. There's the magic of burning hammer at work. Chiri and I are at a loss for words. Burning hammer. Drink all you want and just burn those pounds away. How's that sound? Good, huh? So you get so sick, you get like a high temperature, and that's why you lose weight. Plain shade of black, I need that stuff, and I will never have to buy nail polish again. I heard rumors that product connects you to the underworld, seems safe to eat. Yeah, everybody would want to try it, right? Одна 2048. Why is the Irish folk music in the background? I don't know, but I like it. I sometimes listen to this kind of folk music on YouTube. This is just so stupid spicy, it makes you sweat. Jerry blurs out. Blunt and to the point, I approve. Yeah? Well, I guess you're right, Yanagashita says. Yanagishita. He hangs his head. What is in this stuff? I ask. I can still feel my tongue tingling. Heck, my body is almost too numb to move. I'm so shocked. I even forget to get properly angry. So it's this health food product that got imported from America a few years back, Yanagishita explains. Oh, trying to poison ban. But the import agency went out of business not long after and couldn't move the merch. So I bought up the whole lot. Everything they had in their storehouse, spent all the money I had on it. Chiri arches an eyebrow. How much did it cost you? She asks. 1 million yen for 300 bottles. It's like 1 million yen. Wait a second. It's like $9,000, I think. I can scarcely believe my ears. 300 bottles at 1 million yen for the lot. That's roughly 3,333 yen a piece. Each one of these teensy little bottles costs over 3,000 yen. Наконец-то таки сделал трялку. You got ripped off, man. You really think so? Oh, yeah, you're probably right. He hangs his head even more despondently. Кстати, разработчики этой игры анонсировали сегодня новую часть. Как раз таки. Вовремя я решил продолжить. Так что я с нетерпением жду продолжения. This is the sort of thing that would sell in 100 yen shops or something. Ouch, Chiri. Moving in for the kill. 100 yen shops? Really? Mr. Yanagishita lets out the heaviest of sighs. I'm starting to feel pretty bad for the guy, actually. Don't let it get you down, sir, I say, hoping to comfort him. Oh, привет, Quest, здорово. Because I doubt your survival instinct, you're officially banned from eating anything that you are told will give you visions of the underworld. Okay. Or drink that for the matter. Consuming would be more of a encompassing, really. Okay, I agree. A sigh. Why can I highlight a word sigh? А ты видел, я в нее летом играл, но потом забил. Ты как-то вроде заходил, я летом играл. Это визуальная новелла. Sigh. It is a deep breath, emphatically exhaled, often a sign of disappointment, or stress, or unrequited love, also a way of expressing the anxiety brought on by massive debt. One has no money to give on the sighs. Right around now, Minoru Minorikawa is in the company of someone inclined to sigh this way. Okay, I see. It's jump point. Yeah, it's a jump point. На next стриме будем поочередно число пи определять. That's probably the one we need right now. Настолько длинная, я летом поиграл только 5 часов. Ну, наверное, минимум, моим темпом минимум 30, ну или 40. Как дела, Квест, вообще? Что ты там? Играешь что-нибудь сам? Back to Cool Vespa Guy, я уже полгода играю, целых полгода, каждый день. No, it's just... Yama let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. So you see, this game teaches life. It even explains the sigh. Плохо. Да, то, что стримить перестал, это я заметил. It's the scratch cars that were in 4-star general gossip. The type of lottery card featuring areas printed with a special silver link. These silver inked areas can be scratched off with just a fingertip or coin to reveal potential winnings, providing a quick speed lotto fix in order to prevent the symbols or letters underneath the silver from showing through the back of the card is printed in black. Somehow you always seem to lose when you've got your hopes up, but manage to win when you least expect it. Начал высыпаться, занялся спортом, начал больше зарабатывать. Да, понял. Без стрима все плохо. Слабенький калькулятор сдулся. 5Е минус 6. Сдулся в конце. That's where the problem is. And what is the problem? If you shine a light on the cards from behind, you can see where the winning symbols are. Whoa. I messed things up dealing with the printing company. All of this, he gestured vaguely, it's my fault, my responsibility. He proceeded to explain the situation in detail. Word was quick to leak on the internet that there was a way to find the winning symbols. And suddenly, thousands of card holders turned up en masse to collect. Heaven Publishing was hit with a massive financial liability and the employees rushed to flee a sinking ship. Before Toyama realized it, he was the only one left at the company and he was up against the deadline for next month's 4-star general gossip. If I have to drop the next month's issue, I'll be stuck in debt even deeper. And if that happens, I'm finished. Toyama gave a dismal groan. So don't drop the issue, Minorikawa snapped. Still has his helmet on and the glasses. Or goggles. He pounded his fist right into the side of a cardboard box. But Toyama just shook his head weakly. Been up for 3 days straight, trying to fill the pages. It's not enough. I cannot do the impossible. He dropped his gaze to the floor. Countless scratch cards lay scattered about. They'd probably been amidst the pile that had fallen off the desk earlier. Each card showed a neat row of 5 win symbols. You cannot know if it's impossible if you don't see it through. I'll never make it in time. Proof. Needs to be done by 8 o'clock. Proof. The only one left? It's quite the rapid evacuation of the company. Cannot say I blame them. But jeez. He's the only one left responsible, at least. The final stage before printing, when the copy or manuscript is checked for errors, not sending corrected proofs to the printer before the deadline can result in the book or magazine in question not making it onto the shelves in time for release day. The Vespa life, you never take helmets off. Well then, Minorikawa thought to himself. He let out a sigh, and held his hand out to Hana. Hana, would you mind giving me that hose? Hana gave her father a quick look, then handed the rubber hose to Minorikawa. This won't be necessary. He tossed the rubber hose into the trash, then jabbed his finger at Toyama. Show me the layout and the draft proposal for next month's issue. Toyama blinked a few times in disbelief. Huh? You cannot possibly be serious. I'm trying to help. Now show me the layout and the proposal before I change my mind. After a brief, incredulous pause, Toyama hurried off to grab the paperwork. Layout, in publishing speak, is an outline of a magazine showing which articles will occupy which page. Minorikawa gave it a quick once-over, finding that 12 of the pages were still blank and untouched. He wanted to punch whatever writers had been assigned those pages. See what I mean? Toyama said. It's hopeless. He sounded perversely proud of his failure. Getting enough material to fill 12 pages by 8 o'clock? Yeah, it was definitely a tall order, alright. As who? Minorikawa replied. Remember who you're talking to here. You seriously think you can do it? You're joking, right? Minorikawa shot back. I seriously know I can do it. There is nothing in this world that I hate more than a bad joke. Why are you doing this for me? Toyama was getting misty-eyed. I'm not doing it for you, you spineless wimp. I'm doing this for poor little Hana. Minorikawa, I'm so sorry. Toyama bowed his head so deeply, Minorikawa thought he might put his face through the floor. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your daughter. Oh, forgive me, please forgive me, Hana. Why you get rid of the hose? We have to fix the heater. Now it's going to be cold this summer. Toyama clutched her tightly in his arms. The girl hugged him back on the verge of tears. Hey now, enough of the waterworks. We got your back. Don't you worry about a thing. Minorikawa picked up the draft proposal for the pages that needed filling. The words Shibuya Scramble Special were plastered across the cover, sheet in a big whole type. Okay, so 12-page special edition block on Shibuya. Fair enough. Короче, команду можно делать. 30 цифр после нуля. Тут 16. Только 16. Haven't gotten rid of our rope for fixing a fluorescent lamp, though. Guess we can still have some light in here. Yeah, at least this character is so badass. Drink yourself thin with burning hammer. Yeah, we know. We know this. Винтовый калькулятор получше будет. This reeked of a scam. Я иногда использовал в Яндексе, типа вводишь Яндекс калькулятор, встроенный поисковик. The only way drinking more of something would make you lose weight would be if it were mixed with a laxative, probably. Still, there wasn't enough time to tweak the layout plan now. According to this proposal, write-up a product demo was scheduled for 1 p.m. that day. The location printed on the map, so the girl in the costume, she's connected to Minorikawa. Yeah. The location on the map was blurry and hard to make out, but Minorikawa had a rough idea where it was. It looked like he didn't have much of a choice but to swing by in the hopes of getting more material. It's 11:30. He has like 6.5 hours until proofreading. Needs 12 pages of material. We're getting done in 6 hours. Society of Surveillance. Hidden cameras installed throughout Shibuya. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Where are they now? Washed up screenwriters showcase. Twins share top prize at local university beauty contest. Shibuya now. Black market organ trafficking and Shibuya. Shadowy foreign crime syndicate exposed. That's a pretty busy district, Shibuya. Those 7 pieces were to fill the 12 empty pages. That was the plan, at any rate, but there wasn't enough material there to make any headway. The Shibuya Now article didn't even have any proposed content. It sucked hardcore. It didn't look like there was much material for the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad either. The notes suggested that a few years prior a group of youngsters in Shibuya had banded together to help fight crime in their neighborhoods. At this point, however, things had flipped around completely and they'd become a gang of street punks themselves. A turn to the dark side. It had the makings for an interesting article, to be sure, but tracking down this gang would take time. And this guy, one of the characters, he's a member of this gang, probably, a former member. The journalist, it won't be a piece of cake, but it's not impossible. Minorikawa was personally intrigued by the one about organ harvesting in Shibuya. Yeah, me too. The rumor was that organs were being smuggled out of Southeast Asia and fenced locally at a tremendous price. There was even a plan to ascertain the authenticity of these claims. Fascinating. Minorikawa was going to be spending. I pronounced splendid and spending together. Spending all day gathering other material, though he didn't have much time to spare for it. It's going to be meh. Shibuya Now. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante. 11:27. Minorikawa decided that one of those 3 would have to go. He thought about it long and hard as he stared at the draft proposal. There was a good chance he would really screw himself over if he picked the wrong one. Finally, he decided to cut. Shibuya Now? What does it even mean? The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad? Black market organ trafficking. So I need to choose to cut one of them, so he will write about the 2 others. Let's cut Shibuya Now, or I'm actually curious about what does it mean, Shibuya Now? What is that? Let's cut Rise and Fall. He decided to cut the Rise and Fall, yeah. Just tracking down the gang would take a ton of time. And then, if they refused to be interviewed, he was host. His goal was just to make sure that 4-star General Gossip made it to the press at all. Ночной вид, night view. Может, имеется в виду этот, типа... то цифры на темном фоне, типа. Зелено-черный, поэтому ночной. Those three pieces had individuals stated for interviews slated, but no appointments had been made with any of them. Unscheduled interviews were a dicey prospect. Norikawa decided to call them up on his cell as he made his way down the list. The only one he managed to get a hold of was Shinnosuke Aurai from the Where Are They Now? Former broadcast writer, has appeared on various popular variety shows on commercial network Sun TV. He currently heads up a small theater troupe known as the Wandering Angels, operating out of Shibuya. Later today, the troupe is putting on a performance at Theater Ace in Sakuraga Kacho. He said he would be willing to give a 15-minute interview after 2:30. It's a long way. Far away from now. Norikawa sighed. He would just have to get material from the others in a more impromptu fashion then. Putting his nose to the grindstone, he started throwing together a schedule for the day. Все же это чтобы выглядело круче. Зеленым на черном и днем видно. Ну, наверное. Was it possible to get all that material and write it all up and still finish the whole thing by 8 o'clock? It was no use. No matter how he tweaked it, none of his simultaneous simulations ended with him having a proof ready on time. Там, кстати, пару иероглифов еще видно. Но я не уверен, что они значат. He just needed one more thing, and that was another writer. Минорикава, здесь очень много. Вот здесь много иероглифов видно. Наверное, какие-то еще отсылки. Для тех, кто умеет читать по-японски. Хорошо. Наверное, какие-нибудь приколы написаны. Minorikawa zoomed through his contacts list, calling up all the freelancers he knew. The results were depressing. Answering machines, overseas on business, in the hospital, currently doing time, like in prison. Before long, he'd called everyone he could think of except for one, novice freelancer, Chiaki Isso. Chiaki was a bit of an odd duck, a reporter who was scared of talking to people. Привет, Пекс. Еще раз. Японский текстовый симулятор без лолей, кошка девочек. Ну, может быть, они будут позже, только начало. Видел тизер это? Ghost of Tsushima. Очень стильный, супер тизер. Все в желтом цвете. Norikawa had never known anyone who became so hopelessly flustered in a one-on-one setting. In such a rattled state as to be unable to speak, Chiaki's tendency to become flustered is famous among her freelance writer colleagues. Once she conducted an hour-long interview, during which she only managed to ask her interview subject's name, yet another chapter in the legend of hopelessly flustered Chiaki. Там только тизер, полный трейлер будет в пятницу. If she couldn't talk to people, she certainly couldn't do interviews. And if she couldn't get any real interview content, she wouldn't be able to write much in the way of copy. Would she come to his aid if asked? Quite probably. The issue was whether she would hinder more than help. This was no time for beggars to be choosers. He decided to call up Chiaki, for what he needed now were dependable folks he could count on. He decided to email all his contacts from back in his staff reporter day. No, I want to choose Chiaki. Chiaki. This was no time for beggars to be choosers, yeah. The phone rang several times before a sleepy voice finally answered. Sound only Chiaki Iso. What? Hello? Chiaki, hi, it's Minorikawa. Are you free today? Huh? What? She seemed thrown by the abrupt question. Did you just wake up? No, I mean... Well, yeah. Good morning. Her voice still sounded half asleep. So then I'm guessing you don't have any work slated for today as usual. Pretty much. No work, no money, no food. Nothing to do except sleep. Жизненная игра какая. Жизненная. If I'm not awake, I cannot dwell on how hungry I am. Yeah, that's... I know the feeling. She didn't. If you continue to sleep for many hours, you don't feel you're hungry usually. At least in my case. I only feel hungry if I stand up. Or get up, I mean. She didn't sound well, almost like she literally didn't have anything to eat. Well, I've got work for you. I'm over at 4-star General Gossip. Get over here ASAP. What? You really mean it? That seemed to finally wake her up. Yeah, but hurry. Minorikawa decided he'd assign Chiaki to the Shibuya now piece. I want you to start by getting into interviews of the street around Shibuya Station. Is there a chance there are more characters than 5 in the game? Is there a chance there will be some other characters as well? That would be very surprising to me. For some reason I'm sure there are 5 characters in the game, like all of them. I mean the main characters. Street interviews? Jackie's voice came out as a nervous squeak. But Mr. Mino, street interviews aren't really my Kid, you were just telling me how you couldn't afford to eat. Can you really afford to be picky right now? Well, I mean, I guess not. The piece is called Shibuya Now. Just interview at least 10 people and get me an article by 6 o'clock. I could choose to cut out Shibuya Now article. Let's found a solution to live forever, yeah, sleep forever. It's called cryostasis or something, when people get frozen and sleep. So they can live for a long time, just sleep. So that's not new. Кто спит, тот обедает. Only one way to find out. Okay. He quickly explained the kind of interviews he was after, then hung up. Okay, I've got another writer. Well, we'll get through to Yama somehow. Are you going to freeze yourself so you can live forever now? Maybe later? At least we'll finish this game, I hope. Toyama shrugged gloomily. Gloomily. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's actually one more problem. Are you kidding me? Minorikawa couldn't hide the irritation in his voice. The irritation in his voice? Maybe. What is it now? The loan company is sending a debt collector over at 4 o'clock. As you can imagine, I don't have a single yen to give them. That's less than ideal, yeah. So, what's the plan? Well, they have said, provisionally, that if next month's issue gets published, they will be willing to wait on repayment. Then there is no problem. The issue is coming out guaranteed. But they're not going to take my word on that anymore. I'm going to need to prove it. If I could fill, say, half of the 12 pages by the time they show up, I could probably convince them. Alright, Minorikawa said wearily. For starters, we need 6 pages by 4 o'clock. They had to get all 12 pages down as it was. That made a perfect midpoint to shoot for. Any other problems you would like to let me know about? 11:34. Finish the game and freeze yourself. Good plan. Later, like next week. You know, it took me half a year to finish 10% of this game. So maybe not next week. Like if I continue like that, maybe in 5 years. Now that's all. I really am sorry about this, Minorikawa. Again, he bowed his head low. Minorikawa felt distinctly awkward. He had known Toyama for years and had never been a code toad. That's a new word. Let me open the notebook a second. New bet. Finish this game quicker than 5 years. Before New Year's. Yeah, I can do it if you pay me $1,000. I don't mind. Knowing your pace might not lose you in the situation as soon as it sounds. Yeah, well, just let me handle it, alright? Whoa, this is a complicated map, if you don't know Japanese. Minorikawa unfolded a map of Shibuya. That's just a district. The first order of business was deciding where to begin getting content. He marked the editing office with a circle, then considered where to head next. Diet drink sales demo? Where are they now? Theater Ace. Society of Surveillance? Squared? Midoriyama Academy. A university associated with Midoriyama High School. Notable alumni include famous actress Masami Nagahama. Is she actually a famous actress or just made up for the game? Masami Nagahama. The National High School Baseball Championship winning pitcher, the Tissue Prince. Educational philosophy is summed up in its slogan, words, skill and beauty. A very high percentage of winners of the Miss Midoriyama contest go on to the careers in the entertainment industry. What have I pressed? Okay. Mini panic. Micro panic. The diet drink sales demo was at 1 o'clock. The interview with Shinosuke Aurai, or where are they now? For 2:30. Question was what to do in the interim. What the heck are you gonna need that kind of money for? You can never have too much money. That's, you know, it's pretty easy to spend. It was a little early, but maybe he should just go to Center Guy and get an interview at the diet drink sales demo. It was a bit of a hike, but maybe he should go to Dogenzaka and check out Ando Electronics? Makes more sense to go to Ando Electronics for some reason. But it would be interesting if I go to Drink Demo. Maybe he will meet this girl in a costume. So let's go to Center Guy. It was a little early, but maybe he should just go to Center Guy. Once the event started, things might be too busy for him to get any FaceTime. He got there ahead of time, he'd been able to ask more questions. You're really pushing it. Okay, I'm heading out. Don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone. Got it? Minorikawa tossed the draft proposal into his bag and hurried out of Heaven Publishing. It's time to change the character. High time. He has a cool bag, actually. Preparations for the Burning Hammer died. Drink sales demo seemed to be well underway when he arrived at the Nokana building. Minorikawa could hear voices from somewhere ahead as he made his way down the corridor. Get your fingers out of my face. He knocked on the door and a tired-looking man poked his head out. Burning Hammer. A bunch of kanji. This guy. Yes, can I help you? Hi, my name is Minorikawa. I'm a freelance writer. I would like to interview you about Burning Hammer. Ha! Oh, an interview! The man's face lit up with an enormous smile. Are you the person in charge then? Minorikawa asked. That's me. Name's Junichi Yamagishita. Thanks for your interest in Burning Hammer. Drink all you want and just burn those pounds away. Instant sales pitch, huh? Well, at least the guy was confident in his product. Isn't that tagline actually true? Minorikawa asked. The more you drink, the more you lose? Absolutely. Have a try for yourself and you will see. Here, free sample. And the journalist dies in a minute. Yanagishita produced a small bottle from his jacket pocket. It was filled with some kind of red liquid. So this is Burning Hammer, huh? Yes, and I don't mind telling you it's a fantastic product. A proud smile on Yanagishita's face spread from ear to ear. Minorikawa opened the bottle. Oh hey, Yanagishita said quickly. Before you drink that... What? You are not on an empty stomach right now, are you? Minorikawa blinked. What? Well, it's just if you drink the product on an empty stomach. How do I put this? There is some minor health. I mean, it's just the body might not. It's just. Look, don't sweat the details. It's fine. Minorikawa said. I didn't have any breakfast this morning, but hey. Huh? He's gonna die. Considering how much this guy paid for so few bottles, he should probably stop just handing them away for free. That's for promotional purposes. As a journalist, he should promote. He tipped the tiny bottle back and drained it in a single go. It didn't taste bad, really. In fact, it didn't taste like much of anything. If he dies right now, I should have gone to a different district to pursue some different article. That would be a mistake to go here then. Not much flavor, huh? He said. Oh yeah, it starts out that way in the beginning. Like, the journalist, Minorikawa, is in a very tight... He has a very tight schedule. He has to write like 6 different articles in the next hours. And if he gets his stomach... If his stomach aches and he gets health issues, that's not gonna work. Как сказать это? По-русски есть расстройство желудка, да? Или расстройство кишечника. Как что по-английски тогда? Точнее, disappointment. Stomach. There is a, in Russian, if you literally translate from Russian, it sounds stomach disappointing. The disappointing stomach. But it's not like that in English, probably. Demoing, in any case, is going to hurt his sales, not help. He tried to tell him that he shouldn't try it on an empty stomach. Are you feeling alright? Alright how? Disorder maybe, stomach disorder, yeah. Stomach upset, да. Disappointing stomach. Upset. Приуныл, да. Разочарованный желудок. Disappointed stomach. Это когда ты что-то съел невкусное, а разочарован. После шавухи приуныл. Are you sure you're feeling fine? Look, what is it? Minorikawa asked. Maybe he's invincible. Upset stomach, yeah, upset. Upset. That's the word I was looking for, upset. Not disappointed. If you want to say something, just say it. Well, alright then. So it turns out that if you drink it on an empty stomach, some nasty stuff can happen. Nasty stuff? Meaning what exactly? Well, let's see. First, there's a tingling sensation on the tongue. Indeed, an uncomfortable tingling was starting to spread along Minorikawa's tongue. After that, your whole body starts to get hot like fish. Minorikawa felt a flush spread across his skin. He will start sweating all over. Sweat was practically streaming from his pores. Sort of steam will start coming out of your ears and nose. What? What? В 12 кушал шау, потом поужинал только в 9. Да, хороший диет. Что там в шаве было, но я даже не голодный сидел в офисе. Магия шавы. Water vapor began to gush from his ears and nostrils as if from a kettle that had reached a boil. Well, he's not invincible. And finally, before Minorikawa could hear what the last thing was, his body launched into the air like a rocket. His head crashed into the ceiling and he crumpled right back to the floor. Felt like his heart might shoot out from his throat at any moment. Yeah, it goes kinda like that. He looked down at Minorikawa with pity in his eyes. That's totally like Japanese kind of story. It goes kinda like that? What the hell are you thinking selling something like this? Well, it's just... This isn't a diet aid. It's a death trap. How he survived it? Minorikawa shuddered, his whole body racked with pain. Well, be fair now. I did ask whether or not you were on an empty stomach. How? You psychopath. Как тебе такое, Elon Musk? You can't be allowed to sell this poison. I'm taking you down. Clutching his pen as if it were a sword, Minorikawa lurched to his feet, his mind a little more than a blur. Die! He lunged for his foe, and Nagishita screamed. I think that's a bad end. Over the course of the next 2 hours, Minorikawa chased the diet drink salesman around the building in a berserk haze. When someone finally alerted the police, it took 4 officers to subdue him, and when he finally came to his senses, in his detention cell, the 4-star general gossip deadline had long since passed. He turned and faced the wall, muttering to himself. Only I'd eaten breakfast. Может, людей на Марс отправлять. Но я, кстати, мне никогда шаурма не надоедает. Пока такого не было, чтобы надоело. Всегда приветствуется. Ну, может, пока не отравлюсь. Очень вкусное блюдо. Bad end. Yeah. Number 14. Feeling the burn. Drinking burning hammer turned Minorikawa into a rampaging maniac who wound up getting himself arrested. So yeah, showing up at Miss Sales' demo ahead of schedule? Bad call. Maybe when he had time to kill, he should have visited Endo Electronics. Yeah, I knew that would be more reasonable, but okay. Bad end. Шурму термоед. Let's check out this guy. I don't know him at all. That's a new character kinda. Let's check out him quickly. I will skip a few things. Wealth, status, honor. None of this mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. They put worry behind me. To stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. Острую шаву кушал. Free at any cost. У нас есть пара мест, которые делают мясо в шаурму. Ну, некоторые делают курицу, некоторые свинину. А есть пара мест, которые жарят на мангале шашлык и режут его в шаурму. Так намного вкусней для меня. Вообще круто. Шайтан кебаб. У нас есть Шаур Дональдс. Шаур Дональдс. Ну и там много разных названий опасных. Сейчас не вспомню. Шайтан кебаб. Со временем так запустит. А yeah, the song. BRB. Listen to the song. I'll be right back. А, вернее, кажется, не пробовал такое еще. С шашлыком, шаурма из шашлыка вкусно. Ну как тебе, Ваташи, как игра? Я как-то хотел попробовать поиграть в этот визуальный новеллу по психопаспорту. Но я не решил, как в нее играть. Там только японская озвучка. И там озвучены диалоги. Такая же игра, только они озвучены на японском. То есть перебивать профессиональную озвучку нет смысла. И просто сидеть кликать далее тоже, наверное, нет. Не знаю. Странно на стриме было бы, наверное. A cheery rhythm, pumped from the CD player, set up against the study wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, the songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts. Enjo Sal reached for the stereo remote on his desktop. Для фона сойдет. Ты про песню или про игру? Что-то затупил. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. Вот это Коджима. He looked like the sort of man who would be more interested in classical music, but in fact, he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time of the music. Про жизнь. I mean his favorite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Ai's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but today even she couldn't help. Today Osawa was a complete wreck in both body and mind. Ну, смотреть интереснее, чем играть. Ну, тут и геймплея-то нет, так что да. Разницы нет, смотришь ты или играешь. Только я могу кликать только вперед, назад. Identify the infection route of UA virus. Yeah, he was a like virus biologist researcher. Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study. All of it about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he'd returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. That was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. Каджим гений. Так бы нам пришлось кликать. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long deep sigh. Хватит схем на сегодня. Ну да, разница есть. Небольшая. He was in no mental state to work right now. Maybe slips a stack of papers on the economics of moles onto his desk. They're not all about viruses and vaccines. Very, very nice of you. Give him more work. A faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor. Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. Sure, the door is open. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but Osawa could barely make it out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They are hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday. That's what I'm here for. Give everybody more work. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently, they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some more time, but... I see, Osawa said wearily. Alright then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come here again today, but he did. They had been working on in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in the mindset to do any work at all right now. Idling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions in capital investments, requested confirmation on current medicinal stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. When a new mail appeared in his inbox, the sender was identified simply as A. The subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contained some kind of a virus, but the words South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to... He couldn't help but to wonder. For a long moment he hovered the cursor over one of the images file. I would phrase it more like solve the problem in the worst way possible, or the most mildly annoying manner possible. Yeah, that's a better way to phrase it, and then to give everybody more work. At last, as if spurred on by the upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. This one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. How? These symptoms. Osawa opened up the remaining image files. This took an unexpectedly creepy turn. Yeah, this guy is like working for Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil series, researching viruses on African people. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UA virus. Yeah. The UA virus belongs to family Piloviridae, genus Urlichevirus. It is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus, Ebola. The most dangerous infectious agents. But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he would get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? The UA virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. What are this? Supposedly this was based on the fact that the propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of the flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. UA didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. And as the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to infect. I went to go get some yum food and come back to more funny Japanese men wearing frownings, but no. Yeah, it's a different character. He has a different story. If they are that sick, I think maybe you shouldn't take pictures so close. Enjoy your meal. Yeah, enjoy your meal. Bon appetit. Because most details regarding the UA virus have been suppressed, cases of UA infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus on official record have died within a short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100. As the incidence of known cases grows, the number may drop below 100, but the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection and the onset of symptoms. Oops. Inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes, and from there disperse throughout the body. The virus propagates in several places, including liver cells and macrophages, a component of the immune system, and destroys the endothelial cells within blood vessels. Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge of blood mixed with other bodily fluids. Sludge and tipo tromb. Hopefully nothing in this story looks like blueberry yogurt or toast. So far, nothing, so far. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding would set in throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new mail. The sender was A. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Your crimes. Osawa stared at those two words. My crimes? That left him only with further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. What makes any of this my crimes? He could see that the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? Another faint knock came at the door. Darling? Do you have a moment? It was his wife, Ai. Ai means love, I think. Ai. Love. Yes, come in, or give me just a second. Saba hurriedly closed the mail program. Let's choose a different one. Saba hurriedly closed the mail program. Even if this was nothing more than some sick prank, it wasn't anything he wanted his family to see. Or it doesn't Chinese too. Yeah, some of the Chinese words are the same with Japanese. Sometimes. Especially not I. Alright, come in. But Osawa turned to see that Ai had already let herself into the study. The sharp sting of her perfume made him scrunch up his face for a moment. Have you reconsidered the whole America thing? He asked. It's time for a bit to go to class. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good rest of the day. Yeah, I will play for a little bit more, so... Hope you have a good day. This again, Osawa thought silently to himself. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now? If not now, then when? You know this isn't a decision to just make on your own. On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. The pharmaceutical company for which Kenji Osawa works, it is a major corporation which has solid sales network, both domestically and internationally, and an annual turnover of 1 trillion yen. It holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide, and is influential at the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare and other political institutions. Что вообще происходит? Это типа визуальная новелла, в которой иногда можно выбирать вариант ответа. Если интересно, я могу пересказать, что произошло. Тут немного произошло. Я не так уж далеко прошел. Тут есть еще можно нажать, показывается список событий, типа. Pharmaceutical. It's in Russian, pharmaceutical. So I pronounced the Russian way. Pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical. Так, тут есть вот такая вот тайм-чарт, типа линейка событий. Тут 5 персонажей. Типа общая история. Общая. Самое начало. Было 2 девушки. Одну из них похитили, близняшек. И полиция пытается выкупить ее. Типа они устроили засаду на бандитов, которые украли девушку, и пытались ее выкупить. Это типа история полицейского. Там вмешивается случайно парень, левый, безработный, молодой парень. Они сначала думают, что это он похититель, а он просто рядом проходил. Короче, сорвалась сделка, деньги украли, девушка все еще похищена, полицейский ищет похитителей, а парень скрывается с сестрой девушки от бандитов. Это вот начало игры было. Еще летом я играл. А потом подключаются еще 3 персонажа, которые вообще не связаны с этой историей. Девушка в костюме рекламирует напиток для похудения. Вот этот мужчина, которого я сейчас смотрю, что он делает. Он типа биолог, изучает вирусы. Его шантажируют. И журналист, который пытается спасти друга от банкротства. И, короче, фишка в том, что они все пересекаются между собой, персонажи. Там есть слева вот время, к примеру, 11:20, 11:25. Они в определенный момент пересекаются. Вот есть разветвление. И если ты неправильный выбрал вариант ответа, то кто-нибудь умирает. Так что, типа, можно собирать концовки плохие. Каким образом люди умирают там, или что как-то заканчивается у них. Вот я за этого типа, в тюрьму сел. Поэтому нужно переиграть. Ну, такая, типа, прикольная японская история. Визуальная новелла. Ну, как бы, геймплея особо нет. Просто читаешь историю, сюжетик. На русском ее вроде нет. Ну, можно не сразу переигрывать, просто там по ходу, ну, можно вернуться, да, переиграть. Выбрать другой вариант ответа. Можно не переигрывать. Я пока не знаю, что будет, если не переигрывать. Как бы я точно не знаю. А можно было зафейлить одному персонажу сюжет, типа он это, им закончилось, а за другого можно было продолжать дальше. Но, как бы, лучше переиграть, иначе один персонаж вообще пропадает полностью. Но, к сожалению, вроде русского тут нет. А так игра старая, она была раньше на PlayStation 2. Где-то лет 15 назад. Давно. Сегодня разработчики этой игры анонсировали новую. Кстати. Это разработчики еще Данганронпа, может быть, слышала? Популярная достаточно. Данганронпа. Анимешная игра. I'm skipping. Вот за этого персонажа история мрачная. А за других была комедийная пока что. Ну, у этой компании миллион игр, но они все такие, типа, визуальные новеллы на любителя, кто любит просто сюжет и аниме. Так что такая очень своеобразная игра. Конечно, не всем понравится. Ну, Данганронпа очень хвалят. Я еще не играл. Но там прям все хвалят. Интересно. А в Steam рейтинг 97 или 98. Я про нее. Если что, просто. Можешь посмотреть, что это такое. Очень своеобразно. Taking a job would necessitate. That's a new word. I can guess what it means. Like, he will have to. It will be necessary to. But I don't know how to pronounce it. Новое слово нашел. Записываю. Что музыки нет сейчас. He will have to relocate to the US, however. When he'd mentioned the possibility of emigrating to Aurai, he'd shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of Akoshi's pharmaceutical boards of directors. No way was he going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling, please. I drew in closer to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He'd gotten so used to it. That grating whine of hers. Have you considered what might happen to Okoshi if you leave, dear? We can discuss it once all this is finished. Sawa kept his voice as level as he could. You do remember that you are a director, right? You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. With a sour look, I turned and departed. Я знаю, некоторые стримят похожие игры, типа переводят сразу на русский. А ну, Найн стримил Якузу, переводил на русский вроде. Но обычно, когда я ее играл, вроде бы никто за сюжетом не следил все равно, так что... Так, я сижу, читаю. Well, he had known that moving to America would never be a simple matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. That's the music. That was another reason, however, the antiviral agent that he had developed at Akoshi. Another word. Therapeutic drug used to treat viral infections. In Russian it's pronounced терапевтический. The same word, just pronounced differently. Терапевтический. Therapeutic. Examples include the drugs and used against influenza and HIV. These treatments do not eliminate the infection. Rather, they simply inhibit the development of the disease. There are still many issues with such drugs, including the risk that treated viruses possesses or develop a resistance that makes the treatment ineffective. Yeah, learning some new words today. In the game like this, that's just has to happen. Умираю. Что случилось? Терапевтический. Там было до этого слова фармацевтический. Там было. Я его гуглил. Оно произносится pharmaceutical. Фармацевтический. Pharmaceutical. А терапевтический. Therapeutic. Короче, сломаешь язык об это слово. It must be because you took a break from this kind of games for a while. It has a lot of words, and there is always a chance to meet something new. Like, I don't know all the words in English, so yeah. There is a chance to find some new words. Болею. Просидел за компом долго. 270 глав манги. Я за неделю прочитал 20. За неделю. Как ты 270 прочитал? Что ты вообще читал? Что за манга? One Piece? 270 глав. Наруто? Что за манга такая? After the UA virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide had thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine. Веб-новеллу. Какую? Vaccines function by safely introducing the harmless or another word I don't know. Которая такая длинная, там 500 глав. Ну. Nobles. Веб-новелла. Корейская, что ли? Сон Чехо. Манхва. Корейская, что ли? There are even new words for native English speakers to find. It's like jumping into a black hole. Yeah, it depends on what kind of genre or what kind of book you read. If you read a simple, like, fairy tale book, there probably won't be any new words. But if you read about biology, yeah. Вязального с Кодзимой на фоне. Да. О. Закрыл чат случайно. Читал на английском. За один день 200 глав? Целый день? Мощный. Здесь прикольно, что новелла, но не нарисованная. С реальными актерами. Иногда и ролики есть. Например, на начале был ролик. But Makino had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. The vaccine immunized the subject in order to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. С реальным Кодзимой. Но он похож, да. Developing the antiviral that had been a long, arduous road. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for UA. Especially in the science department in English, the majority of science words are all derived from Greek and Latin. Yeah. I know the words. They are the same in Russian, but the pronunciation of these words in English is difficult just to pronounce. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggested an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. But there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agent. The side effects on the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. For a time, the research was at an impasse. It had seemed that the drug had to be administered in high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UA virus. But then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Koshi Pharmaceutical nanotechnology. Technology created and/or operated on an extremely small scale, often measured in nanometers. There are 1 billion nanometers in a meter. Some nanotech devices are literally regulated on the atomic level. The possibilities are ever expanding in practical fields such as medicine and material science. The United States is among the world leaders in the push for research and development. Nanotechnology branch had engineered a cutting-edge device known as the DDS. Drug delivery system. Such a system administers ultra-microscopic drug capsules to a targeted area of the body. Is this real? from a real world, not made up for this game. DDS. I'm not sure. Osawa had jumped on it immediately by administering his antiviral agent. With the non-attack DDS, he was able to use smaller amounts of the drug to quash the UA virus with precision. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficacy, along with the expected decrease in adverse side effects. Pharmaceutical is said to have a positive effect if its use brings about the desired result when treating a medical condition, but many drugs create unwanted or unforeseen adverse effects as well. Given the extreme complexity of most drugs' interactions with the human body, nearly any medicine can have both positive and negative effects. The effects had been confirmed via animal testing. Animal testing? Experiments involving drugs or medical techniques tested on animals to confirm their safety before they are used on humans. The 1964 Declaration of Helsinki, which lays out ethical standards for human experimentation, advocates responsible animal testing, but many animal rights advocates regard such testing as a form of animal cruelty. Google says no, so maybe it's just for the game. But it's been 15 years since the game came out, so even now it's just a theory. Drug delivery system is defined as a formulation or a device that enables the introduction of a therapeutic substance into the body and improves its efficacy and safety by controlling the rate, time and place of release of drugs in the body. So, it exists, maybe? Now the antiviral was ready for the final development stages, clinical trials in humans. When a new drug is being prepared for government approval, after it has been tested on animals, it must pass tests on humans, clinical trials. Будет неплохой сюжетный поворот, если в конце это оказывается типа приквел к обители зла, и в конце все превращаются в зомби. Будет неожиданно. That evaluate its safety and suitability, such tests are frequently conducted on both patients and healthy individuals. In Japan, development of new drugs is often hindered by insufficient legal infrastructure for conducting clinical trials, resulting in a smaller knowledge base and fewer opportunities for testing. But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. No doubt a cautious leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transferred to another company. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. You watched this documentary of these test trials on humans that went wrong. I heard about some tests on humans, like in USSR a long time ago, or in US. A few incidents happened. It was in UK. Once the Aurai antiviral was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he just received. У них около цифр, и на них написаны английский алфавит, а рядом еще и хирогана. Кстати, в верхней правой, справа от цифры 3, кнопка, над ней два иероглифа. Внутри и линия, типа внутренняя линия. Связь, наверное. Osawa called up Tanaka with the intercom. There is something I want to show you. You come in here. He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be relied upon. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice directly inside. What's this about, sir? I could link it to you, his actors. And so not real gruesome stuff, huh? Yeah, you can give me a link. I will check it out later. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. Can't be. Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the UA virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't. Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Osawa opened the other email from A. Second message I got says that these pictures are my crimes. I will look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Sir, just to make sure, Are you asking about what I think you were asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry. I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked on one of the images and blew up on the monitor to reveal the pathogen. In Russian it's pathogen. Pathogen in intricate detail. Specimen of the UA virus was approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter. But a single, tiny virion, upon entering the human body, would become 2,000 an hour. That speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before infectees developed symptoms. For influenza it was 1 or 2, but the onset of the UA virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Osawa viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight, no matter how many times he looked at it. Viruses existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driven logic, nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa that fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? He had thrown himself into virus research in search of answers to questions like that, answers that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job, responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. He was just happy for the chance to play around with UA day after day. Another mail arrived in his inbox. The sender A, the subject line 1 year ago, South Africa, again. Osawa read the message. Do not look away. These are your crimes. This time there were 4 images attached. Osawa proceeded to open each of them in turn. The first shocked Osawa so much that he felt like he'd been punched in the head. One of the UA patients from the earlier images was being injected with something. No, Osawa muttered to himself. Can be. The second image showed one of the infected hunched over in pain, vomiting up blood. The symptoms had already manifested, but Osawa thought he could see that some degree of life had come back into the patient's eyes. He rushed to open the third image. It showed a morgue, piled high with corpses. The rictus of anguish on the dead faces made them look no longer human. Various fluids seeped from the eyes and nostrils. The lymph nodes were grotesquely swollen. There were hospital beds stained with massive amounts of blood and gastric fluids. Next came the fourth, final image. More corpses. They had badges affixed to their chests with various labels. 6 hours passed, 12 hours passed, 18 hours passed. It looked as if someone had been attempting life trials with the antiviral agent. Osawa didn't consider the antiviral agent ready for release, but that was because his team hadn't conducted clinical trials on humans yet. And there was a good reason why such trials hadn't been conducted. There was no way to test the efficacy of the drug without an infected patient. To run a proper clinical test, someone would first need to be infected with the UA virus. No matter how effective animal testing had been, if the drug proved ineffective on humans, that person would have a guaranteed death sentence. It was unthinkable to run trials that involved such a deadly risk. And yet, as he looked over the images again and again, Osawa became certain. Without his knowledge, someone, presumably someone from Okoshi Pharmaceutical, had conducted human testing with the antiviral agent. The time markers on the corpses in the fourth image were surely there to mark the time elapsed since the onset of symptoms. A thorough trial would test the drugs' effectiveness in those time frames. Osawa slammed his fist on the desk, enraged. This was nothing short of vile human experimentation in the guise of clinical testing. The people responsible could not be allowed to get away with this. There was only one person Osawa could trust to keep this under wraps: his boss, Makino. He reached for his phone to call Makino. This is a link to documentary. Or efficiency. It's not efficiency, it's a different word. The word that I was pronouncing efficacy. Efficacy. Not efficiency. But he stopped short as soon as he picked up the receiver. He knew he was in no state of mind to have a calm, reasoned conversation right now. Turning to the CD player, he put on Aya Kamiki's latest album. Okay, that's bad, continue. Yeah, confusing words. Efficacy and efficiency. A bit different. Leaning back in his chair, he surrendered himself to her soothing tones. Bit by bit, he could feel himself returning to a calmer emotional state. There had been a time when Osawa hadn't listened to music at all. In fact, he had no interest in the arts of general music, painting and cinema. It was only due to a simple coincidence that he had found Aya Kamiki. His daughter had asked for a CD as a birthday present, So he swung by the store to pick one up. Yeah, thanks for message on Discord, I will check it out later. Since Kamiki's new album had just come out, there was a display for it on the front of the shop. Something about the bright, colorful album packaging had drawn him in. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. He took a nice deep breath. Then he dialed up Makino, or... He closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. That's not a bad decision. First he took a nice deep breath. Then he closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. Inclining his head toward the music, he could feel the melody pervade his body. He could scarcely believe there had been a time when he hadn't cared about music. Surely something that had such a strong effect on the body and mind alike also conveyed a deeper meaning. Osawa let the positive energy flow through him. I know this word, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Boyoing his spirits. Yep. I will write it down again. At last, when his mood has sufficiently calmed under the music's influence, Osawa reached for the handset. Oh, Mr. Osawa, did you have to make a phone call? The study door had opened, and a stolid-faced man had appeared in the doorway. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the detectives from the Shibuya precinct. The detective with the Shibuya precinct's Criminal Investigation Division. He is sociable but awkward, and despite his reserved personality, he can be quite unsettling. His colleagues at the precinct refer to him by nicknames such as Japanese Columbo and Little Ken Takakura, given his own quirky demeanor as the detective. Columbo. Before I forget about the video, I told you earlier, I think you would have heard about it or have seen it before. You mean about the priest? The Russian priest video? Or what do you mean? He struck Osawa as a bit too soft-spoken and meek for a detective, really. And his treatment of the kidnapping case gave an impression of flighty detachment that made him seem rather undependable. Oh no, it's nothing important. Osawa drew his hand back from the phone. Have there been any developments, detective? Kajiwara shook his head apologetically. I'm sorry to bother you, but when you are finished in here, would you be so kind as to come to the living room? Alright, Osawa said quietly. I will only be a little bit longer. Kajiwara nodded and departed. He took a nice deep breath, and then he dialed up Makino. But what about this priest video? Like maybe I have heard about it, maybe I have seen it, but he didn't tell me any information about the video, so I cannot guess if I have seen it. Hasn't there been any progress? Makino asked as he picked up. His voice was somber. No, Osawa said. Nothing much yet. A tiny sigh came in from the other end of the line. I see. Then, what can I do for you? Sir, I will just get right to the point. Have you conducted clinical trials using the antiviral drug? Makino didn't respond right away. What makes you think that? He asked at last. Osawa described the emails he'd received. When he'd finished, Makino let out his breath in surprise. Not over the phone, he said. We'll discuss this in person. I'll head over to your place when I'm done here. As soon as possible, sir. As soon as I can manage. You are not the only person who's busy. With that, Makino hung up. It was about a gathering in Moscow with lots of people wearing traditional Russian clothes, and the priest is on stage talking about internationalism. No, I probably don't know about that. Cannot remember any news like that I have seen lately. Was there something special? Why did you watch it? Was there something special and unusual about it? There was no doubt about it then. There had been human testing. Osawa went to let Tanaka know he'd be meeting with Makino. Must be pretty old. From 90s, so it's an old one. I don't know, I need to see it. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Hajiwara stood in the hallway. He looked like he'd been waiting there the whole time for Osawa to come out of the study. Are you hungry? He asked. Here, I've got something that's good for you for when you're tired. Hajiwara then slipped a hand into his suit pocket. Banana. He pulled out a banana. In the beginning, when you play as a police officer, you see bananas like 5 times maybe. Yeah, it's the thing for the police in this game, a banana. A fruit belonging to family Musake genus Musa. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, was a huge lover of bananas, and the peanut butter and banana sandwich is said to have been his favorite. If a banana peel is dropped under even remotely comedic circumstances, there is a high chance that someone will eventually slip on it. Eventually. I'm fine, thanks, Osawa said. That was a bit creepy. Hajiwara seemed to lack a detective sense of situational awareness. Just being around him got on Osawa's nerves. Well, sir, I need you to come with me, the detective said. Don't mind. He took Osawa by the arm. As Hajiwara hurried him toward the living room, Osawa could hear other detectives talking on the other side of the door. He's working at a time like this? Seriously? Shush. I do not get rich people and their priorities. So that was his daughter kidnapped, maybe. That's the daughter of this guy was kidnapped in the beginning. I feel bad for his daughter, yeah. So that's why we play as this guy. I didn't search it out, it was in my recommendations, like I said, and I was just curious because all the people wearing traditional clothes. But yeah, I see. Sometimes YouTube recommends something weird to watch. But I'm not sure what was that. What was the video about? Maybe some holiday? Maslenitsa. Maslenitsa. Some kind of holiday, maybe, I don't know. Her dad's a real piece of work. Nice. They were bad-mouthing him in his own house. Oh, I'm really sorry about all that. Kajiwara said, posing in embarrassment. Osawa pushed past him and opened the door. A number of police detectives had holed up in the living room. They went suddenly silent as Osawa entered. Рыба масленица. А что такое? Ты ее отмечаешь как-то? So tell me, he said sarcastically, would you rather I stay here weeping as I watch this disaster unfold? The detectives winced and grimaced. Forgive me for not being a perfect father, he added, his hostility building. Kajiwara stepped forward to intervene before things go out of hand. Now, let's not be touchy. I'm not being touchy, Сава snapped. Просто хочется, чтобы зима закончилась уже. Да, она только началась. Только началась. Еще даже... У меня в городе еще даже холодно не было ни разу. Так что закончится не скоро, к сожалению. But he knew full well that he was. These guys had the time to sit around, backbiting him, but not to go out and bring Maria to safety. Maria. Already close to half a day had gone by without any new developments. The ransom demand had come on the previous night at 8 o'clock. Maria had been abducted roughly an hour before. Ну да. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., by Hachiko in Shibuya, have the sister Hitomi bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. Ave Maria. The kidnapper called only once, so the police were unable to run a trace. I'll do it, Hitomi said. Anything for my sister. He didn't hesitate in the slightest at the suggestion that she make the ransom handoff. Тут она несла деньги для выкупа сестры. И вот еще один персонаж, за которого я сегодня не играл. Парень, он типа с ней скрывается от бандитов. А сестру так и не выкупили. Osawa was staunchly opposed to the idea, but the police were of the opinion that it was better to acquiesce. Okay, I don't know this word. I don't know. The kidnapper's demands. Ai's reaction, on the other hand, baffled nearly everyone. We don't have 50 million just lying around. Are the police going to be putting that together for us? Kajiwara stepped in to reassure her. If it comes down to it, the police will be able to help raise the money. Okay, go ahead and do it. We'd need you to pay it back afterwards, though, of course. Well then, what's the point of that? Ai's voice spiked up to a piercing shriek. Calm down, Osawa told her. You're making a scene. Ai turned away in a huff. It's alright, detective, Osawa continued. Come on, Chop Chop, you've heard the boat. I've done it twice. Today. I have already twice made a break, and I will finish the stream soon anyway. So, chop chop. I will talk to the bank first thing tomorrow morning and figure something out. At that, I stormed out of the room. Kajiwara bowed his head several times in apology. As soon as Hitomi has made contact, we'll apprehend the suspect and take things from there. What? Hold on. Won't that put Maria in danger? If we let the kidnapper get away with the money, we have no proof that he will return the hostage safely afterwards. There was a certain logic there. Osawa had to concede. I see, Dad. So you're saying that catching this guy will be easier for you if he keeps my daughter hostage? Breaks before the stream don't count. I mean, during the stream, like for the past 2 hours, I have done it twice. It wasn't before the stream. No, that's not what I was implying at all. Kajiwara. Yeah. Reading for 3 hours in a row kills me right now. I need more practice. Kajiwara wiped the sweat off his brow and bowed profusely. At least I promise. We'll get your daughter back safe and sound, Mr. Osawa. Obviously. Так, интересно. Если пишешь uptime, то отвечает мой чат-бот. Если пишешь просто time, то отвечает левый чат-бот, который у меня не удалился из чата. Прикольно. Две разные команды для одного того же действия. Obviously, there was nothing to be gained from further challenging the detectives. Alright, then. I will let the police do their job. Osawa bowed even lower than Kajiwara had. Maybe you should have gotten drinks of water with the break. Yeah, I've done it. I have drank half a liter of clear water. Still. It's difficult to read so long. How long are you going to just loaf around? I shrieked as she stormed into the room. Можешь отключить в настройках. Я от Микуя, на сайт Микуя я не заходил уже 3 года. Я не, может быть, могу. Но он вроде не мешает, как бы я несколько лет стримил, не мешает, так что пусть будет. Как бы сложно еще читать, потому что я пытаюсь с выражением читать. Так что немножко подустал с выражением вслух. How long are you going to just loaf around? I shrieked as she stormed into the room. Hurry up and arrest this guy. She was becoming increasingly hysterical. An hour had passed since the suspect had taken the money, and yet the police had made no effort to apprehend him. The police apparently had a rule against discussing an operation before it was fully resolved, and so the Osawas had been left in the dark. But they had overheard the task force talking over the wireless, and it appeared that they were deliberately letting the suspect roam free. Hey, I snapped again. If he gets away with our money, you're going to reimburse us, right? Osawa scowled. She made it sound like the money was more important than Maria's life. В настройках канала. Ну, я понял, да. The detectives exchanged uneasy glances. Osawa chided his wife. It's only money. It doesn't matter. But Osawa said nothing. Yeah, it's only money. The daughter is more important. It's only money. It doesn't matter. Only money? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how much we are talking about here? The ferocity in her voice left him with no response. He should have known better than to expect her to make sacrifices for his daughters. Or maybe that's not her daughters, just his daughters. By now he was accustomed to Ai's coldness toward the 2 girls. The twins were Osawa's daughters from his first wife. Yeah, makes sense. He had passed away 15 years earlier. I had no blood ties to Maria. Or he told me, why one of the girls has a Japanese name and the other girl has like a Latin or Greek name, Maria. Well, I continued. Are the police going to reimburse us or not? Secret. She glared pointedly at Kajiwara. Well, right now we're focused on making sure Maria's safe. I stormed up to him, shouting right in his face. Stop dodging the question. Answer me. Yes, of course, Kajivara squeaked. Maybe, would you like something to eat? To help you calm down? He held out a banana. Ace smacked it out of his hand. Oh dear. What a waste. Now I want to eat banana. Maybe tomorrow. I will buy it. Kajivara scrambled to retrieve the fruit from the floor. Osawa went over to Tanaka and whispered into his ear, I'm going to meet with Mr. Makino. Tanaka nodded silently. Turning, Osawa saw Kajivara looking in their direction. They made an eye contact. I have so sympathy for bananas. They made eye contact, but Osawa quickly looked away and strode out of the living room. Banana. Banana is the same in Japanese and in Russian and in English. This word is the same. In Japanese it's banana, and in Russian it's banan. I have no sympathy for bananas. Do you hate bananas? Kajivara followed after him. Excuse me? Mr. Osawa? Yes, what is it? The detective fussed sheepishly with his hair and forced a smile. So, we'd appreciate if you could remain in the living room as much as possible. Are you allergic to them? I'm kinda allergic to peaches. But I like bananas. I'm sorry you're allergic to bananas. Osawa was in no mood to stand in propriety. Look, I've got a ton of work to do. Are you here to tell me to play the role of the grieving father too? You're the only one I haven't told that. Maybe you told me, maybe I forgot. No, not at all. Personally, I happen to think you're an admirable father, Mr. Osawa. Admirable? Did the word have a ring of sarcasm? Очень странный этот. Не картинка, как сказать, кадр. Очень такой странный кадр, опять наклоненный. Смещенным горизонтом, заваленным, да, в коридоре. Все в этой игре странно. He had no way to tell if Kajivara was being forthright with him or not. You are no ordinary fellow, Mr. Osawa. You're a genius. Genius. На самом деле это Каджима. Это Каджима на самом деле. Его даже называют гением. There was once upon a time when I used to like the taste of them, but then my allergies kicked in. So at some point earlier you didn't have allergy to bananas. Genius? Me? I made a skeptical noise. Am I mistaken, sir? You have made very important strides in the field of virus research. Or, well, so I've been told. Стены кривые, правда. Если долго смотреть на картинку, начинает подташнивать, так мутить, как на корабле. Osawa wasn't sure how to respond. He had never considered himself a genius. He was just someone who was more interested in viruses than he was in other people. Скажи, не от линзы? Может быть. Everyone who's a genius is also a little bit odd, after all, Kajivara went on. Probably he'd intended that as a compliment, but still. And I mean, there is nothing wrong with weirdos. So long as they leave us ordinary folks alone, you know. What he's talking about? What is that? That is so weird. Oh, you haven't eaten a banana in over a decade. I see. I haven't drunk milk in like 15 years or more, so yeah. I can relate at some degree about allergy. I mean, there is nothing wrong with weirdos, so long as they leave us ordinary folks alone, you know. Isn't this guy trying to praise me or insult me? Sava let out a heavy sigh. Genius. Weirdo. What did it matter? So long as he could be left to his work. He didn't care one whit how he looked in other people's eyes. Kajivara wiped the sweat off his forehead. He's allergic to milk. It's also awful. It tastes awful anyway. I never drink it. Never drank. Maybe when I was like 4 years old. Kajivara wiped the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief. By the way, what are you working on right now? He asked. I'm afraid you wouldn't understand even if I explained to you. Right. Precisely. Even if I gave it my full attention, I would still be beyond me. It would still be beyond me. He peered with sudden intensity at Osawa's face. I'd appreciate if you didn't hide things from me, sir, he said. Osawa gaped, the loss for words. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kajivara added hurriedly. Goodness, that made it sound like I am accusing you of hiding something, didn't it? The detective bowed his head repeatedly. A banana. I hope you will forgive me. He held out the banana. That won't be necessary. How about this then? Chocolate. This time he pulled a bar of chocolate from his pocket. At least you eat dairy. Like some ice cream once a year counts or not? Ice cream, but I don't really eat or drink dairy products at all, I guess, for all my life. What about chocolate? Also, I don't like dark chocolate. I only like white, like completely white chocolate only. But my parents don't like white chocolate. This time he pulled a bar of chocolate from his pocket. No, thank you. Did this guy just carry an endless food supply wherever he went? Oh my, Kajivara murmured. You geniuses really are tough to sort out. I also ate mushrooms like once, like 10 years as well. So mushrooms or dairy products, milk, like I almost never eat it or drink. Also some fruits like peaches. Never eat peach. Among fruits, I only eat bananas or apples or a pear. Only that. I've never tried pineapple, for example. Yeah, there is much argue. There could be a lot of argue with me about food. I'm very picky. Eugenius is really tough to sort out. That's it, family. I'm out for good. Flips table. No ice cream. No cheese. No, yeah, I eat cheese sometimes. Yeah, cheese. Only cheese. If it's dairy product, I forgot. Joke, of course. But I never drink coffee. Pear это груша. Pear. Вроде бы pear произносится. Сейчас я включу, как произносится.
Pear.
Pear. Груша. Еще созвучно со словом Пара.
Pear.
Груша и пара одинаково. Ah, you geniuses really are tough to sort out. He inclined his head, mumbling to himself for a moment. What can I get for you then, sir? What I would really like is some time by myself. In the days of exasperation, Osama felt his way to his study. Yeah, if you count cheese, I eat dairy products. I just forgot. But yeah, only like on pizza sometimes. I usually never eat cheese like standalone, without like only in pizza. Locking the door, he finally let out the breath he'd been holding. Then his eyes alighted on the bookshelf against the wall. More like dairy product. Oh, it's a picture of daughters. He pulled out a photo album and began to flip through it. There were pictures of his daughter's grade school enrollment ceremony. Her mother had already passed away from illness, so Sava had taken the girls himself. Yeah. No, I don't like on sandwiches. I don't like cheese on sandwich. And I don't understand people who like butter on sandwiches. I don't like butter at all. Yeah. He remembered that after the ceremony, Hitami had come down with a fever. Hitami had been rather sickly as a girl, fallen bedridden at the drop of a hat. Yeah. But I can get behind, that just sounds like overkill. Fallen bedridden at the drop of a hat. Maria, by contrast, had been lively and energetic, quite a handful. I remember, like a long time ago, when I attended my grandparents' birthday parties or something, they liked to make sandwiches only during birthday parties, like once a year. They made sandwiches with the caviar, like a red caviar, fish caviar, and they always added butter, like a bread, a lot of butter, and a red caviar on top of it. So I was ignoring the bread and the butter. I was just eating caviar from top of it, that's all. И до меня добрались боты. Че, вот, Даша, у тебя давно не было ботов? Рекламы.
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.
That was a bot. Advertisement bot. He flipped further into the album. Oh, now they are much more older. That was a picture of the three of them at their grade school graduation. Да, как обычно, это ботов, типа зрителей. Они ничего другого не предлагают. So they found at least 3 different girls to make pictures, like 10-year-old, 14-year-old, 20-year-old, like 3 different girls You look the same for this game. Get viewer, наверное, да. You don't like caviar. I like it. Sometimes it happens that you can buy not a very tasty, like super salty caviar, but overall I like it a lot. It's expensive, but I like it. But I never tried black caviar. And I never tried, so I don't know how it tastes. I think black caviar is super expensive. It's fish eggs babies, but do you eat chicken eggs? By the way, do you eat chicken eggs? Or you don't? I don't think it's hard to find 3 pairs of twins in Japan. Is it racist? Maybe it's not that hard. After all, at least, all Japanese people have the same hair color, so more chance than in Russia. Maria was looking away from the camera. Osawa felt like someone had stabbed a dagger in his heart. His daughters were virology, which truly concerned him more. Which did he truly love? But those eggs were never formed in a baby chicken. But if you eat like not from a factory or a special farm, like I have usually eaten eggs from, like, my grandfather would send chicken eggs from his farm, so it was like a real natural chicken eggs. I think so. It could be a chance, or I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe you're right. Like, I will ask Watashi. I will ask Watashi quickly. Ваташи, я в курсе, что типа есть эти, ну, специальные там фабрики, фермы, с которых это собирают яйца, да, для продажи в магазине. Типа они... Короче, там в этих яйцах нет шанса развиться цыпленку, да? Типа такие пустые. Забыл слово по-русски. Но если яйца из деревни... Expert on chicken eggs is listening. Ты не в курсе? Типа, если яйца обычные из деревни, то есть обычная курица, там, петух в деревне, ты собираешь яйца свежие и жаришь их, да? Не оплодотворенные, да, слово забыл. Но деревенские, обычные яйца, которые ты собрал, там же из них может цыпленок появиться же, да? Это ж не такие ж, как на фабрике. Или в деревне тоже могут быть не оплодотворены. Я запутался. It was ridiculous to try to compare the two. He'd known the answer before he even asked himself. Even so, human emotions were complicated and sometimes made people act inconsistently. One of the consequences of that was this photo album. So, okay, Courtney, maybe I misinformed you. Maybe in a village, maybe even in a village, you can get eggs, like not fermented eggs, without baby chickens, so yeah. I'm not sure. This was the last photo he had of Maria. Я всегда боялся, если, например, долго яйцо в холодильнике лежит, то есть, например, там месяц или два, разбиваешь его, сковородку, а там цыпленок вываливается мертвый. This was the last photo he had of Maria. He searched and searched through the rest of the album, but she was nowhere else to be found. To be continued. I have completely dropped the mood of this rude story of this guy with off-topic dialogues. So it is 11:55. I need to continue someone else. I need to replace this guy a bit. A few scenes is this guy, a few scenes. Continue this one. Change this one. Too much work. Я эту игру буду очень долго проходить по ходу. Я, например, только за некоторых добрался до 12. Тут есть ачивка. В игре есть ачивка, сейчас посмотрю. Смотри, у меня ачивка есть. Закончить 10 часов за всех. Тут есть ачивка закончить 11 часов. У меня ее нет. 12, 13, 14. Как минимум 14 часов за всех. То есть за каждую из 5 персонажей поиграть еще 3 часа. За некоторых 3,5. А судя по тому, что мне заняло 3 часа поиграть только за нескольких, это будет 5 на 3, как минимум 15 часов. Как минимум 15 часов читать. Короче, это долго. Не, ну мне интересно самому. Классная игра. Ну, сюжет прикольный такой. О, ну это долго. Oh yeah, so you need a special light to look through the act to see if there is a shadow of baby chick inside. My dad told me that when I was little. Maybe I shouldn't tease you anymore. Еще 5 стримов, это как минимум, наверное. Я продолжу. Вот, кстати, персонажи все. Каджима, Тама, Ачи. Мы за этого не играли сегодня вообще. Вот этот безработный чувак. Полицейский Кану. Ачибас. У меня теперь есть куча скриншотов прикольных из игры. Итоги игры. Сегодня. В Steam новая фишка. События. Типа, что я нафотографировал. Прикольно. That's the game result on Steam. When you finish the game on Steam and close it, it shows you what has happened so far. It's a new feature. But okay, thanks for hanging out for so long, watching the game. I will continue later, maybe in a week, or maybe earlier.
See ya!
Yeah, see you later. I will go to sleep soon. Have a good night.